Okay. So today we'll start counting figures. That triangle and rectangle or square. So, but before that, also I'll start with the basic. That is your straight lines. So I'll just share one thing. Okay. Just tell me if I give you a simple figure. Just a second. Give me a second. Is the screen visible? Black screen, guys? Guys, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So for example, suppose if I ask you, this is a triangle. How many straight lines are there?
So one, like three.
Straight lines.
Three.
The three-sided figure, so three. So similarly, rectangle or parallelogram or square, that's four-sided figure. Pentagram, that is five-sided figure. Hexagon, that is six-sided. Hexa six, right? Now, so if I have to count line, it's a simple figure. If there's a complicated line, for example, suppose this is the line. This is the figure. How many lines? This is consider one line only. How many lines?
Five.
Five. Outside
Five
three.
lines.
Yeah, outside three triangle, and then just calculate the outside first, then calculate the inside. 1, 2, 3, 5. Right. Now, for example, if I have figure like this, so how many lines, guys?
6.
6. 4 and inside 2, 6. Okay, fine. Now suppose I have something like this, a hexagon. Okay. Now if I ask you how many lines are there?
9.
9. Okay. So basically what we do, it's a simple steel hexagon, you can figure it out. But it's a complicated figure. For example, suppose if someone asks you, they haven't given the diagram, any 20 side figure and all the diagonals are connected, how many lines would be there? If that is the question. So that is difficult, and I mean drawing is impossible. So what you will do, basically you need to know number of diagonal of a figure. Number of diagonal. You know what is diagonal? Guys, what is diagonal? Just a second. Just a second, guys. All right.
So basically, what divides the closed shape into two halves?
Into two halves. Okay. Two equal halves. Correct. So suppose if this is the diagonal, if I join the opposite vertex, that becomes a diagonal. But if it's a like pentagram or hexagon, for example, if I join this consecutive vertex, I don't get diagonal, right? But if I join this, then I get a diagonal. Am I wrong or am I correct or wrong?
Yes, sir, correct.
Right. So you join this is diagonal. So how to calculate number of diagonal? So we'll be calculating number of diagonal for a figure. Just a second. Huh? You note it down, number of diagonals. Number of diagonals, first of all. Whenever we get this kind of question, counting figures or line, what we'll do, we'll break the figure, complicated figure, into small part. For example, suppose, what is the problem? I'm doing it here only, leave it. Okay. For example, suppose number of diagonal of a n-sided figure. N-sided figure. If I have to calculate number of diagonal, first of all, suppose this is a straight line, hexagon you have, And if you have to calculate the number of side, number of total line, if all these are joined, all the diagonals are connected like this. Look at this. Look at this. Now the figure is so complicated. If you have to calculate the number of lines in this figure, you will get confused. So what we'll do for this, first of all, one key concept, if the number of side equal to n, number of side equals to n, and when all these diagonal are connected, then total number of side, guys, take a note. Number of side, this is very important, is equals to n into n minus 1 by 2. N is the number of side. Okay, n is the number of side. Take a note. For example, if I have hexagon, then n would be equal to 6. For hexagon, how many lines would be there? For hexagon, how many lines would be there? 6 into 6 minus 1.
6.
No. How many lines total? N is 6. If all the diagonals are joined, how many total lines would be there? That's 15. Okay, for an hexagon. Guys, is that understood? All of you? Tell me if there is any doubt.
Yes, sir.
Any simple, I'll give a shortcut, simple shortcut I'm giving. Whatever be the number of side, if all the diagonals are joined, if you have to find out the total number of lines, you have those kind of question. Total number of lines for such figures would be equal to n into n minus 1 by 2, where n is the number of side. For example, look at this. How many sides we have for this figure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's an hexagon. How many lines when all the diagonals are joined? It's simply n equal to 6, just put 6. 6 into 6 minus 5, 6 minus 1, 5 by 2. Total 15 lines. If you can count without confusion, it will be total 15 lines. Guys, is this understood? All of you tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Drishal, if I say you have a figure with side n equal to 10, that is decagon, all of you, tell me the total number of side or total number of line when all the diagonals are joined.
45.
Very good. 10 into 9 by 2. Is this clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I give a complicated figure, if you want to take a screenshot, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot, please, of this concept. Let me know when it is done.
Yes, sir, done.
Others?
So done.
Done. Okay. Now, suppose if I give you a complicated figure, for example, suppose an hexagon and also you join this like this. Okay. Now, if I ask you how many lines are there, what is the answer? Please tell me how many
Sir,
lines are there.
21.
19.
19. Okay. Others? Check clearly. Shuhani, how many lines? Huh?
10.
10 कैसे हो सकता है? First of all,
Sir, 25.
25, no, Rishal. First of all, as I said, complicated question break into parts. Let me divide this part. This triangle, you separate that triangle. So you
Sir,
separate from here.
19.
19? No.
Yes,
First,
sir.
tell me, below this line, this dotted line, what is that figure? How many sides are there?
Pentagon.
Hexagon.
Hexagon. So for
Hexagon.
hexagon, total number of lines, n into n
6.
minus 1. 6 is the total number of side. So 6 into 5 divided by 2, right? So that's 15. Total line 15. Now we will calculate the additional line, right?
So I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
So 15 is the number of the diagonals or including the
Including the side.
sides?
Acha, I missed that number of diagonal, right? If you talk about the number of diagonal, the number of diagonal is basically n into, for any figure, the number of diagonals. Okay, write a note. Number of diagonal. Number of diagonal. Acha, tell me, when I join any two line, just understand the logic. When I join any two vertex, does it always become a diagonal?
No, sir.
So consecutive vertex, if I join, that becomes the side. Correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So number of diagonal is basically number of side n into, that you wrote, n into, just a second, n into n minus 1 by 2 minus number of side. There are n side. So once you simplify, this would be n into n minus 3 by 2. This is number of diagonal. Take a note. If you are talking about only number of diagonal, this is n into n minus 3 by 2. It's simple. How to calculate? Total side joining the vertexes minus number of side. So if I simplify this, this will become n into n minus 3 by 2. This shall now clear diagonal.
Yes,
Rishal?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now let me come back to the question. What was the question? Number of side of this complicated figure. So this hexagon is total number of lines, 6 into 5 by 2, that is 15. Now let us calculate the additional line. Now is this a separate line? No, because it is connected to this. Is this a separate line? Guys, is this a separate line? This one?
No, sir.
No, no, it is connected with this one actually, same straight line. You are calculating the different number of straight line. So these are not same, different straight line. This is not different, this is not different. So only we get these two lines are different. So what is the total number of line therefore? 15 plus 2, 17. Everyone, tell me, clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Pranjali, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Shwani?
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo. So calculating number of lines is not difficult. It's still simple. Now we come to the number of triangles and number of rectangles. Okay. Take a screenshot if you want. Take a screenshot. Let me know when it is done.
Yes, sir.
Done? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So now tell me, for example, suppose you have a figure, closed figure, which has 50 sides. 50 sides. Tell me the number of straight lines, total number of straight lines when all the diagonals are joined. And tell me, this question 1, and tell me the number of diagonals. Chalo, karo.
So number of sides is 1225.
1225. Okay. Number of diagonal. Once you get the number of side, don't again use the formula. Number of diagonal is what? Number of side minus, sorry, total number of lines minus the number of sides, right? Pranjali, Shwani, total number of straight
So it is
lines.
1175.
So
I guess.
total number of lines, first question. Yes, that is correct answer. First question, total lines. When I calculate total lines, it's 50 into 50 minus 149 divided by 2. That is 25.
1175.